Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Last night, the New York Knicks defeated the Utah Jazz 118-111 in what felt to me like a game that saved the season and maybe even Tom Thibodeau's job. I know it's 14 games into the season, but there felt like some desperation was attached to this basketball game. The Knicks managed to pull it out, ladies and gentlemen. Here's my 5 takeaways from this basketball game. Number 1, the New York Knicks responded to a team dinner organized by Julius Randle. According to R.J. Barrett, the dinner and the meeting was about accountability, player accountability. We all argue about Tom Thibodeau not holding certain players accountable, but when it's all said and done, players have got to hold themselves accountable, and they've got to hold each other accountable. And according to RJ, that's what they discussed. Kudos to Julius Randle for taking a leadership role in organizing the dinner. Kudos to the players for showing up, expressing their feelings and opinions, and then trying to take whatever they came together with to the court and executing. They came out with the win. Number 2, the rotation, ladies and gentlemen, was cut to 9 players. Evan Fournier, Quentin Grimes, they did not play. Both players right now seem to be situational. Now, Tom Thibodeau, according to him, he just wanted to see more chemistry out there on the floor. He wanted players to get comfortable with one another. Well, why not Evan Fournier and Quentin Grimes if you wanted players to get comfortable with one another? Why not 2 other players? The facts are, Evan Fournier has some defensive liabilities, and he's not hitting his shot. That's the reason why, in my opinion, he was cut from the rotation. Quentin Grimes, he's never got comfortable this season, or hasn't gotten comfortable this season because of the injuries. So right now, he's situational. It only makes sense. Cam Reddish is playing well. He's finding his way into the offense. And defensively, he's playing really, really good. Rotation-wise, there's been some issues, but I'm talking man-to-man. I'm guarding you. That kind of good. He's playing well. And he may have secured his spot in the rotation, 19 points versus the Utah Jazz after dropping like 26 against OKC. The Knicks played stronger defense, ladies and gentlemen. Much stronger defense defending the three-point line. Utah took 43 three-pointers. They came into the game averaging 39.8 three-point attempts per game. So you knew it was going to be one of those nights, and they shot the ball at 37% coming into the game from the three-point line. The Knicks held them to lower than their average. There were still some holes there, okay? There were some guys that were open. The Knicks have got to clean it up. But the Knicks did a lot better guarding the three-point line, and I want to show you a clip of the Knicks and what they looked like tonight guarding that three-point line. All right, and this is just one clip, a short one that took place in the first quarter. All right, and when you look at this clip, you'll see that the Knicks are moving. They're talking. They're covering for one another, ladies and gentlemen. All right, you see him here, rotate, get onto the ball. Then they put the ball on the floor. Jericho Sims, bam, forces him to a three-point jump shot. R.J. Barrett secures the rebound. Now, I want to show you a few things. One thing I want to show you, I'm going to stop it at a certain point so you can see it. Rotate, swing, rotate. All right, comes out to Markkanen. Stop it here. All right, Julius Randle. You see him in the paint, ladies and gentlemen. And you see the guy that he's defending out, not even outside the three-point line. I'll let it go just a little bit more. But you see Julius Randle right here flatten out. This is good defense. So he can see his guy and he can see the ball. If the ball is swung, Julius Randle can start inching back to his guy. If it's skipped, he can get to his guy because he can see both. In the past, we've seen guys turn their back to the guy they're defending, which turned out to be an open three-pointer because you couldn't locate your guy quick enough. This is good defense right here, ladies and gentlemen. Kudos to the Knicks for playing this kind of defense tonight. Let's hope that it continues throughout the season. All right. Next, I want to talk about switching on defense, because this is something else that I noticed with the New York Knicks defense. They do a lot of switching. And I know you probably thought I was going to bring out only good stuff because the Knicks won. But this is something that concerns me. I feel like they switch too much. It's not every possession. The possession that you just saw, they didn't switch. They closed out. But there's a lot of possessions where the Knicks switch. And that switching, in my opinion, causes some confusion because I don't believe they communicate well all the time. You know, we've seen Julius Randle, Cam Reddish have problems communicating and switching. Sometimes you see Jalen Brunson get caught on a big guy. And I get it. There are going to be times when switching is inevitable. You're going to have to switch. But I feel like sometimes the Knicks just switch for no reason. They switch just to switch. It's part of their defensive scheme, and I don't always feel like the switch applies. I'm a big proponent of defend your man. If you need to switch, then you switch. Communicate it. But defend your man, because too much switching, in my opinion, causes confusion. I feel like this has been one of the downfalls of the Knicks defense this season. Of course, the other one was defending that three-point line, playing too close to the paint. You know, guarding, defending the paint too much, especially without Mitch. It's like they went into emergency mode defending that paint, leaving the three-point shooters wide open, late rotations, late closeouts. We did a better job tonight. But switching on defense, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. Let's hope that the players get a little bit better in communicating the switches, because I think, this is what they've worked on. This is what Tom Thibodeau has in place. This is one of his schemes. So let's hope that they get better. The last thing I want to point out, ladies and gentlemen, is the strong play from the bench last night. Emmanuel Quickly had a nice game. Obi Toppin had a nice game. He was 3 for 4 from the three-point line. Grabbed 6 rebounds, and he was snatching rebounds. Probably deserved more minutes. These guys responded, ladies and gentlemen. Who else played well from the Knicks bench? Derrick Rose came in and had 6 points. He didn't play a ton of minutes. He played 13 minutes last night. Jericho Sims, 11 points and 13 rebounds. The bench played well, and they needed to, because they were playing one of the best benches in the NBA. Listen to the Utah Jazz bench. Walker Kessler, young guy, is going to be a good player. Colin Sexton didn't play well last night, but you know what Colin Sexton can do. Malik Beasley, Taylor Horton-Tucker, ladies and gentlemen, and Rudy Gay wasn't even there. They have established vets on their bench that can perform. I think they came in with the number 1 scoring bench in the league. And the Knicks, they're not too shabby themselves. I think they came in at number 4. Last night, the Utah Jazz bench scored over 40, I think like 43 points or something like that. And the Knicks bench scored like 39. So they did their job. Strong bench play last night. And the bench they've been up and down. Especially, you took Hartenstein off the bench and put him in the starting lineup. You took Cam off the bench, put Evan Fournier on the bench, but then Evan Fournier wasn't performing on the bench. Cam Reddish is now in the starting lineup. So the bench has been up and down, not as cohesive as we've seen them in the past. Let's hope that the bench comes through. They had a strong game last night. Let's hope that it continues. The New York Knicks take on the Denver Nuggets tonight. It's going to be a tough game. We know it. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. My 5 takeaways from last night's win over the Utah Jazz. I want to know some things that you took away from the game. Leave it in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your time, and I'm out. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.